Welcome to Dr. Tarazi's Math Site. This video is one of a series covering the 2023 released Ohio State math questions. Recommendation:
To make the most of these videos, it is recommended to pause the video when you see this button, solve the problem, and then resume the video to check your answer.
Hello and welcome. Mr. McGregor has 28 students in his class. He selects 10 students and records their heights in centimeters. The height of each student is shown. Okay, so these are the heights. Based on the sample, what is the best estimate for the median? So we are looking for the median. I made a video on the mean, median, mode, and range, and I recommend that you watch it maybe anytime you have time for it. It will help you quite a bit. So to do the median, okay, you have to sort these numbers from the least to the greatest. Okay, you have to sort them first. So you put them in order, see, 140, 150. When you do that, make sure you got all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 10. Now you start the process. Sometimes you end up having one number in the middle, and that's the median. If you have two numbers like that, you have to average them. So add them and divide by 2. You get 155. An expression is shown. What is the value of the expression? Okay. -5 minus 5 plus 2 minus 10. Negative 5 would give you plus 5. See, the same as plus 5. Plus 2 plus -10. So minus 5 plus 5 is 0. And 2 minus 10 is minus 8, -8, and the answer is -8. A right square pyramid is shown. Select all of the figures that could result from slicing the pyramid with a plane. When you see select all, expect that you have more than one. So now I have several options. If I do like this, plane is parallel to the base, I would get what? Square. If I cut it this one, slanted this way, I get what? Trapezoid. If I slice it this way, going through the apex, I get what? A triangle. Now, circle, you would never get a circle. Where's the circle? You never could get a circle, and you will never get a hexagon, okay? So those are not okay. Which graph represents the solution set of the inequality? So that's your inequality. You need to choose one of these graphs. Don't guess this. You have to do some math here. 3x plus 9 greater than 27. That's this one here. We have to solve it. Let's solve it. Remember, for inequalities or equations, you have to isolate the variable. The variable should be left alone. Then you solve the problem. So I have to eliminate -9. 9, so I subtract 9, so this will be a 0. So now you have 3x equals 18. Now you need 1x. You divide by 3. You get x not equal, greater than 18, x greater than 6. Now you can go see greater means open here. So these two are not good, they're closed. So you have a choice between this, x greater than 6. No, this is, okay, there's all of them actually are open. It's not very clear, the picture here. So x greater than 6 is this one right there. Greater than 6, like 7, 8, 9, 10 is right here. This one is x less than 6. This one here is x greater than 12. This one here is at x less than 12. So that's your answer, x greater than 6, greater than 6. A submarine is at a depth of minus 410 meters from sea level. It descends 1,640 meters. What is the new depth? So that's where it was, and then descends mean went down. And we need the new depth. Always for a situation like that, make it small drawing. Okay, this is a sea level. Originally I was at 9, minus 410. I went down 1,640. So this minus this, it gives you minus 2,050. That's it. Terry shops at a store where all items are on sale for 20% off. One of the items she wants to buy had an original price of 40. Select a value to complete the statement that describes the sale price. The sale price is equal to 40 times what? This or this or this or this. This one is kind of tricky, okay, because you need the sale price, not the discount. So you can say the discount is 20%. 20% means 0.20, okay? So the sale price will be what? 80%. If the discount is 20%, the sale price is 80%. So that's what you have to put right here. A bag contains red, blue, yellow, green, and purple marbles, okay? All of which are the same size. The probability of selecting a single marble for two of the colors is shown in the table, okay? The probability of selecting red or yellow, that's another piece of information, is 5/16. The probability of selecting a green marble is twice the probability of selecting a yellow marble. What is the probability of selecting a green marble? That's what we need, the green marble, okay? Now, even though this is rated as level 3, but you can really do it. You can do it, just organize your work. So what do we know? First of all, let me remind you of a very important rule. If events A and B are mutually exclusive, which means they do not happen at the same time, then the probability of A or B, you add these two. Okay, you add the probability of A and the probability of B. So now let's see what we have. We are given P, red or yellow, is 5/16, given. And I know P red is 2/16. So the difference is P yellow, which is 3/16. Until now we found the P yellow. So this one here is, if you want to put it right here, this one here is 3/16. P yellow. Now it says here a green marble is twice, selecting green marble is twice the probability of selecting yellow. So 2 times, you have to multiply this by 2, and you get 6/16. So green will be 6/16. Okay? A catering company charges $8.25 for each boxed lunch ordered by a customer. Create an equation to show the total amount is C in dollars charged to the customer for B boxes. Okay, so the easiest way to do that is put dollars and boxes. How much we paid? We pay $8.25 for one box. Now, if I have B boxes and need to know how many dollars, so you just said B boxes, C dollars. Now here you do what we call cross multiplication. You multiply these two and you divide by this. So C will be equals 8.25 B divided by 1. So 8.25b. A plane slices a right rectangular prism with dimensions in centimeters, as shown, okay? Which shape represent the cross section? This cross section, is it this? Of course not. Of course not. Is this the top one? Of course not. This is the same as this, okay? That's very straightforward, right? Now, if I cut it this way, then it will look like this. Okay? Select a word or phrase for each blank box to complete the statement defining a proportional relationship. A proportional relationship can be represented by the graph of a what? A point? A line? Obviously, it's a line, okay? That passes through only the x-axis, through the origin, That's it. So a proportional relationship is a straight line that passes through the origin. Alice needs 2.25 yards of fabric. The store sells fabrics in 3/4 of yard bundles. How many bundles does Alice need to buy? That's obviously it's a division problem. You divide this, divide by 3/4. Now, when you are dividing by a fraction, you change it into a multiplication, and you flip the fraction. See that 3/4 becomes 4/3. Then you multiply this, and you get 3 as an answer. Okay? For this question, they will give you the calculator to use. The graph shows the cost of pineapple at a grocery store. You need to understand those graphs, okay? Which point on the graph represent the cost per pound? Now, when you look at this is pounds, this is cost. So 2 pounds cost $8. This pound here, 4 pounds cost $16. 1 pound cost $4, right there. So immediately you find it this way. Okay? Regular hexagon PQRSTU is shown. The center of the hexagon is O. What is the angle of NOQ? NOQ. So we need this angle right here. Now let's see what we have here. This is 90 degree, which means this is going to be 90 degree. This here is going to be 90 degree. If I know how much is this, then I subtract it from 90 to get this angle. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to go back here because I can't do that. So this one here is 90 degrees, okay, because you have a straight line here and this is 90. So if I know this, I can find NOQ. So angle NOU is 90, which means angle NOR is 90. Now go take this hexagon now. All these angles are equal. They make 360, and you have 6 of them. You divide by 6, you get 60. So this one is 60. All of this is 90, then this will be what? 30. Jeremy places an order for 200 headsets from a supplier for his store. The cost of each headset is $44.50. Let's mark this information. Jeremy pays 25% of the total amount at the time of placing the order. So he paid already 25%. He needs to pay the remaining what is the remaining? That's what they're asking you. What amount does Jeremy need to pay at the time of delivery? So let's see. What's the total cost? We need to know the total cost, right? Because I need to know how much he paid. 200 times 44.50, you get 8,900. He paid 25%. Remember, 25% is 25 over 100 is also 0.25. 25%, okay? Is this 25 over and is 0.25. So you multiply now 0.25 by, that's $2,225 he paid upfront, okay, at the time of the ordering. Now how much left? You just subtract these two numbers. That is last payment. Or you can do it in a different way. Since he paid 25% upfront, then 75% left. So you take the amount, the total cost, and you multiply it by 0.75 and you get the same answer. Which table represents a proportional relationship? You have to do some math here. Okay, y over x. Got it. Here, y over x is this number. Y over x is here. Now you look at the one that have constant, see, 12, 12, 12. This is not proportional. This is not proportional relationship. This is not proportional relationship. This is the answer right here. Okay? A diver is at an elevation of -23. You notice this is a second question like that on the test. He descends. Descends means go down, okay? 25 feet. How many feet does the diver need to ascend? Remember, look at the language. Ascend, to go up, to go up. Okay, so let's do that. He went down 25, so now he is at -48. So how much does he need to go up? 48, right? That's the trick in this example. Which statement describes how to use the circumference of a circle to find its area? This is kind of a little bit difficult question, but it's doable. So all what you have to do is compare the circumference and the area. So the circumference is C and A is the area. C is 2 pi r. The area is pi r squared. So I'm writing this to be pi r times r. Why? Because these two are the same. I can use pi r from this equation and plug it here. So C over 2 is pi r. Then the area is C over 2 times r. So take the circumference, divide it by 2, times it by the radius, divide the circumference by 2, and then multiply it by the radius. There are 30 students in Rakim's math class. The teacher randomly selects students one at a time. So the total of 30 to go to the board to complete a problem. The teacher selects each student once. Rakim is not selected for the first 25. So how many left? What is the probability that Rakim is selected to go to the board next? Now, 5 already selected. How many left? 25. And he's 1 of 25. It's very straightforward. It's 1 over 25. You can put it 4 over 100. You can put it 0.04. The area reads the same number of pages each day, for a week. The table shows the total number of pages she has read by the end of each day. What is the constant of proportionality in pages read per day? Pages per day. Okay, so you can take 56 divided by 2, or you can take 112 divided by 4, or you can take 168 divided by 6, and the answer is 28. Malik fills a pool with water. It takes a quarter of an hour to fill the pool with 180 gallons, okay? So, what is the unit rate in gallons per hour? We need gallons per hour. Here's how you set it. You put the hours, you put the gallons. 1/4 of an hour, 180 gallons. 1/4 of an hour, 180 gallons. 1 hour, that's 4 times this, right? Because that's 1 is 4 times this. Or you can do cross multiplication again. This times this divided by 1/4. So 1 times 180 divided by 1/4. Division is turned into a multiplication. You flip 1 over 4 to 4 over 1. And you get 720 gallons. Okay, you can also obtain this by noticing that 1/4 is this, an hour is 4 of these, you times this by 4. Okay. Daisy and Ava have $150, $115 total to spend. That's total amount they have. It costs $7.50 each to get into the park, and $25 per hour to rent one jet ski. What is the maximum amount of time Daisy and Ava can rent two, be careful, two jet skis? You have to look at the math and try to do it. So how much it costs to go inside? Cost to get into the park is $7.50 times 2, 15. Okay, how much left? From 115, left $100 to rent those jet skis. It costs $25 per hour. For two rent, it's 2 times 25 is $50 per hour. $50 per hour. And they have $100, so they can do only 2 hours. Thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you for watching. More videos to come. Please subscribe.